Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So once again, I'm going to apologize if my videos look a bit laggy, if things look a little bit glitchy at times. I'm currently running on empty here. My computer is on its last legs. I had to do a mobile repair today, repaste the graphics card, but we're running, we're moving, things are looking relatively good. Now, what I'm going to be discussing, as you can see from the thumbnail, this has been coming, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen when I had a call with Chris Armani, a couple of other people, to discuss the relationship between Luna and LUNC. And it became quite apparent to me there was only a few things they were interested in. A, the Oracle rewards pool. B, the community pool. And then C, being able to use us as a scapegoat. And this is currently happening. There's a whole group of different people that are currently working this angle and more or less going, well, hey, hang on a minute. We're the new chain. We're Luna 2.0. LUNC's the problem. They're the ones that have been labeled as an unregistered security. There is a big wave coming, and this wave, I didn't ever want to have to discuss the situation where delistings become a thing. Delistings are something we're going to have to talk about, we're going to have to discuss, because the guilty verdict of that case does label Luna, let me repeat, Luna as an unregistered security. Now, TFL do not have a leg to stand on. I think they're going to be getting slapped with a lot of fines. And then on top of that, you've got $300 billion worth of damage collateral that people are going to be liable to be able to make claims. And like I've discussed previously, there's probably going to be like law firms that spin up specifically to deal with this in like a no-win, no-fee kind of case, as to which it opens a huge market, $300 billion worth of damages. There's going to be a lot of people looking to get their money back. Now, this tarnishing of the brush, I was more or less the person who fabricated all of the ways you could harness the alliance system, the labor market, all of that infrastructure. But what hit me quite early on in that, which is why I stepped back from it and said to everybody, this is probably not a good idea right now, was because of that court case, of how serious it had gotten. DK was in cuffs, and Chris Armani was more or less present in court at that time to start the proceedings. Now, Chris Armani himself gets a very decent wage from what I've been made aware. I think it's around $3 million a year, something like that. That's absolutely insane for a CEO of a company that is going through everything it's going through right now. So what everybody needs to be very careful of is this narrative. So this is currently being pushed by someone, and they're saying Luna V1, known as LUNC, has been labeled by the SEC an unregistered security, and Luna V2 is a fair launch and the future of global finance. A decentralized economy requires decentralized money. Well, I hate to break it to Valos, but we have a pretty decent evidence pack here to show that it wasn't a fair launch, and DK fabricated the launch himself. He guided it, and he used and abused the minting system to actually mint more coins. And what we have is pretty substantial evidence which shows there was more than 6.9 trillion minted, and there was a certain amount that was destroyed behind the scenes. Now, this has always been a bit of a weird situation, but what ties it all together is DK's need for a fork. Now, they forked off to their chain. They've left this chain in the dirt, in the gutter. They've done absolutely nothing, and now they're trying to use this as a scapegoat. It's absolutely disgusting, but I knew this was coming. And then you've got all of these people currently working with Weeks that have been working with Chris Armani and more or less just siphoning off users and doing what LUNC did for a long time and just chipping at that block, which is LUNC, and kind of whittling us down. Now what's happening is they're in a situation where they're going to start to freefall. And as much as their community pool sits at 197 million Luna, which is around 147 million pounds as of the recording of this video, give or take a little bit more, closer to 146 currently. But the pool in itself is not going to last long. For the amount of work And for everything that they wanted to develop, this isn't enough. It's absolutely not enough. And we're looking at a year overview. This is their community pool. And the last grant to go out was for 150 million Luna. And people are saying that TFO are going to have a lot of this on standby still. And I just don't think people have kind of thought to themselves how much that court case has cost up until the point it's at, not even including the fines, the retributions, everything that's going to ensue from that. This is not enough. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a war of attrition. And what I mean by a war of attrition is literally which blockchain can outlast the other blockchain. And whichever one dies, all of the validators will come from that blockchain and they'll move back to this one. So it's either Phoenix 1's going to survive this or Columbus 5 is going to survive this. And it really is as simple as that. And it's all going to now boil down to damage control and if they can tarnish us with the same brush. Because what I believe is they're going to try, if they can't sink our ship and they're sinking anyway, they're still just going to try sink us. They're still going to do everything that they can do to make sure that we do not prosper and profit. And this has always been the ball game for them. That's exactly why LUNC was here. He's a professional at this kind of thing. I mean, just go look at Oxcoin and look at that rug pull. Absolutely insane. But there's lots of different stuff going on. And I was mentioning that they could contest this, but the likelihood of them being able to appeal a jury decision in the way that it was more or less fabricated is not really going to work. Okay, of course there's a percentage chance it could work. Anything's possible, right? But they've got a huge disadvantage in this whole case. And there's so much evidence. And we, like I said, we've got our own evidence to show that it wasn't a fair launch. In fact, he did mint coins. We can backtrack those coins directly to wallets that are associated and labeled with his name. So it wasn't a fair launch, and it really is as simple as that. So I think there's going to be a lot of back and forthing, and what I think there's going to be is a lot of damage control. Now, one of the scariest things right now is the price has just not done anything. It's not reacted. It's just tracking sideways. Okay, we've had worse hits from absolutely nothing recently, some of these hits back here, but nothing's happened price-wise. We haven't gone up and we haven't gone down. So I'm quite interested to see how the market's going to react on Monday morning. Coinbase have just won a legal dispute with the SEC, which is really important for the crypto community moving forward. It's a monumental moment, I would say. There's a lot of stuff going on with XRP as well. You could see huge inflows just simply into XRP, which would bolster up the overall market. You've got ETH ETFs are supposed to be on the way and in talks. We knew this was happening, but I think it's getting a little bit more serious. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and what we don't want during this time, as we move into the halving event, 13 days until BTC halves, we do not want to let them tarnish us with their brush, with their misdeeds, with their misfortunes, and all of the problems that they've created, because by it comes to crunch, right, none of them have ever provided anything for this blockchain. None of them are here every day. They don't create content. They're not developing anything. They're not building anything, right? And they've always wanted the absolute worst for this blockchain. If I was a horrible person, I leaked people's conversations, I could blow your guys' minds on just how self-centered all of the validators are over at Luna. So I think it's going to be a really interesting time. I'm only one person. All I can do is sort of cover this stuff, give you my opinion on it, and show you guys what's going on. It really does come bite to crunch down to you guys to sort of get out there, do your part, do your bit, and support the blockchain if that's what you want to do. There's going to be so many people moving forward, mark my words, because it's already happening, that are going to try to privatize on the gaps in the market, whether it be a DEX, whether it be the wallet system, whether it be metric systems. But more importantly, it's going to be wallet systems at the moment, because everybody's banking that TFL is going to have to stop developing and station's just going to shut down. That won't be the case. It wouldn't just shut down. They just hand the assets off to the community or the new developers that hopefully would be working on the Luna chain, if that is the reality and the end result of things. But it's not a situation, like I was saying, where it's simply just going to go, oh, and it's gone, it vanishes, it shuts down, it stops working. It doesn't work like that. But if that does happen and they hand those assets off, there's going to be a huge gap in the market. And what I don't want is for another team like Hexagon to come along and offer you guys wallet infrastructure at a price, because it's absolutely ridiculous, because we've got this for you guys now over on LUNC Dash, just wallet.lunc-.com. I'll leave links to it in the description. This is always here, readily available for you guys, and nobody, okay, I repeat, nobody can shut this down. It's chain owned stuff developed by us, homebrewed, and it doesn't matter if station shuts down. Our station's home built. Okay, and it calls all of its data from the blockchain. For this to stop working, the blockchain would need to stop working. And that's the beauty of what we build here for the blockchain, because everything we do, we've done it without a paycheck. We've never asked for a paycheck. We'll never use anything as ransom. We'll never hold it against you. We'll never use it as an angle to get a paycheck. We're just honest, clean developing here for the LUNC community. So guys, really be careful with this narrative, because they are going to be pushing it hard. They're going to be pushing it fast, and they're going to be tarnishing us with that brush. And the thing is, right, we need to take this seriously, because if we don't, the likelihood is they could get away with it and they could tarnish us with it, because we still have USTC attached to us at the hip. And this was always my argument with it. So all of those who have kind of been like working with Chris and working with Weeks, you know, it's not good to see these kind of things and then to see people still supporting them and pushing them forward. But for me, it's quite an interesting situation recently, because I've been harassed by a group of people since I've been involved in LUNC. And now to see that developers that I knew that are supposed to be like a friend of mine over the course of like these 2 years, and now helping all of these people that have not just caused me loads of problems, but like doxed LBA, threatened his kids, done so many different things to Tobias, to Ed, so many people, to see developers now developing their meme coins. And then I'm getting messages from these people like they've done absolutely nothing. Like, oh, you know, can we get on the podcast? It's absolutely not. I tell you what you can go and do is jump in a hole yeah, bury yourself whilst you're at it, if you guys don't mind. But yeah, really interesting situation. A lot of strange things going on chain. I'm not into these LUNC meme coins because of where they're coming from. Our blockchain needs 3 simple things. It needs its own NFT marketplace. It needs a token factory for meme coins. And then you guessed it, it needs a DEX. Other than that, guys, sorry for my scratchy voice. I'm going for a bit of a phase where I'm not very well all of the time, just doing so much work and stuff. But, you know, keeping you guys updated. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. Links to everything in the description, and I'll catch you in the next one.